Welcome to the live stream. It's Sunday. How you doing? It's Marshall. Thank you very much for tuning into the show. Welcome. So yeah, I started doing some work with the IK Multimedia Uno synth and became very inspired and started making a track. Basically, I am super impressed with how this thing sounds. So I'm just going to kind of go through tonight where I'm at with this track. I spent about a day on it earlier this week. I had planned to try and finish most of the production for this weekend's live stream, but I didn't quite get around to it. But we'll work on that some more tonight. And man, it for $200, it's great. And one of the biggest features, I think, is the all the encoders send MIDI CC, so I can automate them in Ableton, and that's just nice. That's something that you aren't going to get with something like the Behringer D. The SEO2 has digital encoders, so those also you can automate via your DAW, but they're 8-bit encoders, and there's some stepping that can be heard, and the filter and stuff. So this doesn't seem to have that issue. So I have been utilizing this little guy. So let's take a listen to what we have. So in Ableton, actually, let me just go to this first. So again, this is mostly the Uno synth, which is really great. I've got two different bass sounds that I have rendered out, and because I only have one of these Uno synths, I'm having to kind of go back and forth to change these up. But so preset 37, I've customized that a little bit. Preset 21, customized that also, and then preset 32, and then also I think it's preset 98. I'll check the other one. There's one more as well that I'm using so far, and the CC controls are what I'm automating here: the filter cutoff, filter decay, and filter amp release, or the amp release, excuse me, amp envelope. So that's about it. So I am using a tiny bit of Omnisphere for background, just some ambience, and then of course Kick 2 for kicks, percussion, or samples that I've arranged some sequences for those for right now. But yeah, so two bass lines. Maybe it's 3 bass lines. Oh no, this is the live one. Gotcha. Okay, and then some noise. The noise is preset 100, and I've ran that through some processing using a flanger, which just sounds incredible. So anyways, let's give this a listen, and you guys can see where I'm at. So, and I'm going to perform part of this live again in real time. I've got preset 89 here. And there is a sequence in here for that, and I'm just going to manually control the cutoff and stuff right now for that. So again, like, I'm going to have to go back, and the biggest issue right now is getting the arrangement set up the way I want, and then adding some of the kind of final touches. This actually came together really quick. Again, I only spent about a day working on this. Super impressed. So here, let's give it a listen. So right now it's still a work in progress in terms of the composition, but just to kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So I was performing the filter cutoff on kind of that lead melody in real time, because that's the patch that's selected. But the stems that I recorded so far are this, and again, this is preset 37 that I've done some customizing to and some automation. So very kind of quarter note, dead mouse kind of sounding thing, and then filter adjusting the filter attack or release envelope, automating that gives it that wah, wah, wah kind of thing at the end right there. Right, so we've got that, and then we have this guy, which is the kind of the mid bass, I guess you'd call it, and it layers on top, and it's just got a filter cutoff sweep up and down a few times, and it's just playing the same note progression with some LFO tool for sidechaining, right? And then so and then this, again, this was so these are all my sequences, so I can go back since I only have one Uno synth and I've been working on the arrangement here. I've kept each one in here, so I can go back, switch the Uno back to the patch, make my tweaks with the sequence, and then re-record the stem. And then controlling with Blue Arp in a lot of cases. The one with preset 89, though, that one is, I wrote that one in here. It's just a simple little number there. And some Omnisphere for background, and just so you know what that sounds like, it's just some ambient, almost like metal-y. It reminds me of like a train, almost like stopping on tracks or something. And then some noise. So this is just white noise. This is patch preset 100. I didn't change anything actually on the Uno synth at all. The only thing I did is sidechain it and dropped on a flanger. Right, so that gives it that kind of sweepy sound. If we shut all the processing off, and some EQ, of course, but that's all it is. It's just it's a white noise with some modulated pitch, I believe, or that might be the filter. I can't remember. And then the cutoff coming down, and then you add this stuff on it. So it just sounds kind of plain. But you start doing just a little bit of processing on it, and it sounds incredible. Nice effect. And then what did I do this bass line? So just doing some front end limiting as it comes in, and the reason why is because when it goes from the bass being kind of squashed with the cutoff, and then opening up, I wanted to have it be kind of level, if that makes sense. Like the noise volume for those two different sounds, I wanted to be fairly even, so the limiter is going to kind of handle that. Some EQ, and then this is the Art Acoustic Reverb. This, I actually picked this up after watching the Armin van Buuren masterclass. This is a really good reverb. And the cool thing is I can cut low frequencies out, and you can do this on other reverbs as well, but I really like the way this one sounds. So when the filter is closed, you're not getting hardly any reverb on the bass until it opens up. Then you get the reverb, and it kind of, it's just worked real nice, I think. And then just some sidechain with kickstart and some compression. So that's kind of what I have right now. So I'm gonna just kind of keep playing around with this. I think I need to start kind of organizing myself here, because again, these were just long stems played out, and I need to start organizing the song structure a little bit better. So yeah, we'll just kind of keep on working on that. Hey, what's up, Doscos? Yeah, I forgot. Give a shout out to the chat room. We got Doscos. We got Imperfect. We got Vladis. Yeah, and I think that's it. So thank y'all for tuning in. Yeah, but this thing, well, it's really great. And working with, I was worried that the control surface was going to be a pain in the ass, but they picked the right controls, I think, to put on here. And when I looked at the MIDI implementation, you can easily get to the other parameters. There's going to be an editor for it as well. That might even be out by now. I'm not sure, but great synth, great value for money, absolutely. And it's made in Italy, which is good. So, all right, so I'll just kind of keep on working here, and I'll just keep an eye on the chat. So, and the way this works is like I just have a row here. Now, I've got new cables coming too, because this is just awful. These cables are just crap. But yeah, so that's what I have to work with right now. So when I get, those are supposed to be here on Monday, hopefully, so I can re-record all this anyway, but... playing all weird because it's playing the wrong sequence. And since we kind of don't need that right now, I'm going to close my groups down so I can see everything. And we're going to just start composing my track into different sections in the scenes here. So, one thing I need to do. Actually, I need to move. This way down the bottom. Imperfect has a good question. Asking to run down kind of the basics of what this synth is. Yeah, I didn't mention it today, but on the last video I did using this, I did mention it. But basically, it's a 2-oscillator mono synthesizer. It has 2 LFOs, 2 envelopes. It's got a multi-mode filter. I believe it can do high pass, band pass, and low pass. It's got a sequencer. It's got an arpeggiator. It's got 100 presets. It has, I believe it's a digital delay for an effect on there. And that's kind of the gist of it. It's really pretty basic, but it just has a really great sound. So you've got 4 encoders on board here for various parameters, and you can switch between oscillators, filters, envelopes, and LFOs. And then there's some kind of hardwired effects kind of in here on the surface that you can use kind of in real time. Yep, so that's kind of it. I'm going to do a full review, and actually the reason why I was even doing any of this is because I'm getting ready to do that. But those are kind of the basics of it. It's got MIDI. Oops, I'm trying to grab my little guys here. It's got these little MIDI breakout cables that you can use to plug in, kind of like a BeatStep Pro. Or you can pass MIDI through the USB connection, which is what I'm doing right now. And it is battery powered, which is nice. Or it's powered over USB. So that's kind of the basic overview. It has a hard, like a dedicated knob for filter cutoff, but it's like right next to the tempo, which I've seen some people kind of complain about that, but I don't think that's a big deal. Again, you're paying $199 for this, so yeah, it's not going to have all the bells and whistles, but it definitely has quite a few features. And the thing I love about it, and I can't stress this enough, is it does MIDI CC on all the controls. All the controls that you would want, basically. Which, like, for example, the Behringer D does not do that. So Yep, a lot of features for $200 there and perfect. I think everyone should. I mean, it's not that much money if you can afford to snag one. Do it, because I think it sounds really good. All right, so let's see. So I'm just kind of going through my percussion setup here for the intro. So what I don't want. So the other thing we need to do, for right now anyways, since these are recorded stems, I need to advance these by however many bars it's going to be to get to the next step. So I recorded this as 32 bars, so we can do like 8. Which one am I doing here? This is the top one. So yeah, Vladis is saying that this would be a good synth to work with the Novation mono station. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, with all the mono synths that are out there now, man, like, so many to choose from. What I'm planning to do at some point here is get all the mono synths that I have that are the inexpensive ones and line them all up and do like kind of a massive mono synth jam type thing. Actually, maybe we need to so and that's part of the thing here. So when I record, the first thing I recorded here was this bass line, and I need to get those filters like crescendos or whatever to come in at appropriate times. So maybe what we should do is fire that up on the Uno. So my patches are all saved, so I can go back to my kind of cheat sheet here and go back to 37. Now, because of that, though, what I need to do is turn off the processing that I have on here for the other sound. And that means our EQ. Oh, I should have explained this actually. On the other kind of lead melody thingy, I've got a waves H delay in here, and I'm doing like a weird delay behind the synth, if that makes sense. So when you tweak the cutoff on it, it like shortens the sound. You open the cutoff, and the delay kind of carries it and gives it kind of a cool sound. So I think I like that for that. But we'll shut that off for right now. So we'll just leave the kickstart for sidechain and then the compressor. I don't think. Well, just we'll shut all that off when we capture the actual audio. So then what I've got here is preset 37 is this. I'm going to bring this back up, and we're going to work on this. So, and what I've done here is I split the channel. Well, it's the same channel, but I've kind of stereo imaged them left and right. For this, and that works fine for that kind of lead melody, but for this one, we're just going to shut it off on that other one and center up the main channel here. So now we're going to shut this off. So now this is playing off the Uno directly. this sequence was generated with Blue Art. So what we're going to do is switch over to our filters. And again, so filter cutoff is CC20 and filter decay is CC45. Those are the two parameters I adjusted on this sound, I believe. Let's see, is 45 on here? Yep. Yo, Cow Food, what's up, man? So, I mean, we can kind of dick around with this a little bit and see what works. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. So drop her down, something like this. And just so that we get an idea, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the processing that I had on here, and just drop it in here for now. hit something. Could do is kick it back to this one. And now what we're going to do is a bit of a breakdown. So we're going to drop the kick out. We'll keep this one. I need to change the color of this. This is a one-shot kick over here, so we'll bring that up. Take out this one. And then we will take out most of the percussion except for my impact snare, some crash. We'll dump the hi-hats, dump the snares. We'll leave Omnisphere in the noise. Now is where we'll add in that other synth line. Alright, so duplicate this. Now we'll toss in this guy. An impact snare, that's fine. Okay, and then see what that sounds So, alright, so now we need to go into this guy and scooch over. Oh, this one's stereo. That's what. Okay. Yeah, Cincho 1A is chilling right here. It's not hooked up right now. But yeah, it's chilling right here. I love this. That sounds great. Possibility. So I think it's 17. Back in. And did we have a reverse? this set of hi-hats, I believe. So let's see how we're progressing. A little ahead of myself there. think we're coming up on the end of the evening here, fellas and ladies and gents, synth heads and everyone. So let's check out, what are you guys talking about over here? So yep, that's kind of, I think that's where I'll leave it tonight. It's getting late. It's about midnight here, but I'm going to keep working on it this week. Hopefully I can get it finished. If I do, I'll have a standalone video with it being completed, and maybe I'll talk about it next week on the live stream. But I'm going to get back to working on Inside Your Radio as well, and we'll see. This kind of just came out of the blue because it just came together so nice with this Uno synth, and I was like, man, what a neat little synth for $200. I've for all its shortcomings, it more than makes up for it, I think, with the way it sounds, and the workflow for me was just fantastic. I can't say enough good things about it. And for anyone who is curious, I bought this with my own money. No one's asked me anything, but I just want to make that clear. Like, this wasn't sent to me or anything like that. I bought it because I wanted it, and I'm very glad that I did. So, yep, I think that's where we'll leave it here tonight, guys. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Let me see. Oh, quantum updates. I called my Sweetwater guy. He didn't call me back. I'm trying to get confirmation when that's supposed to be here. So, I'll call him again on Monday, see if I can get an update. But the last I talked to him, I want to say, it was a little while ago, because originally they were telling me end of July, and then it got pushed to like end of August. Well, this next week's kind of, you got 2 weeks left basically. So, and if it's September, I need to know, because I'll be in KnobCon at the first week of September. So I'll let you guys know as soon as I know something. I'm super excited for that. But there's some more demos out there on YouTube now of the Quantum. Some good, some bad, if that makes sense. It's a very, very advanced synthesizer, so I'm not surprised that there's some poor demos out there. But I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy that synth as well. I better for the money I paid for it, but, you know. All right, folks. Well, thank you very much for tuning in again. You guys have a great evening or day, and I'll see you guys next Sunday. So have a good one.